The National Trust provides a very interesting challenge for us, in part because of their wide and diverse buildings. We started working with them actually not here in Chirk, but in Plasnewydd in Anglesey. Our involvement in Chirk was primarily because they had major investment proposals to replace their engineering services. So we worked alongside the National Trust to look at opportunities to reduce their energy demand, and then worked alongside the design team in helping them look at alternative options. And so they took that opportunity to look at renewable energy sources.
One thing we've got to find out is our baseline of where are we at the moment really, and what we're trying to do at the moment is measure what inputs are at our historic properties and also in our coast and countryside properties. So carrying out the survey work, particularly working in partnership with the Carbon Trust, has been really good for us. We've been finding out really where we are at the moment. We've had practical advice as part of that partnership, and we've been doing things which have actually meant we've had savings immediately, which is why it's been absolutely great for us to be in partnership with the Carbon Trust in actually looking at these issues.
Imagine your own home and then ramp it up by a couple of hundred times, and then it's heating these buildings. These buildings are now being used in a way that they were never designed to be used. We wanted to avoid just bolting on the latest green technology onto our buildings. So we started talking to the Carbon Trust, and we were looking at just the simple stuff to start with. Understand what you need, use what you need, use it better. And that's already paying dividends in terms of simple savings. And by working with the Carbon Trust in Wales, we've been able to share an awful lot of information out to the wider trust in England and in Northern Ireland.
Chirk is very typical of the National Trust property. Clearly very, very heavy mass structure. There's no natural gas available, so biomass was a very attractive option for them. So the integration of biomass together with solar thermal has been a very cost-effective opportunity.
Well, a biomass boiler simply is a box for burning fuel. So if it's an oil boiler, an LPG gas boiler, they all burn fuel to give off heat. So in the castle we've put in a wood pellet boiler, which basically generates hot water as any other technology would. But the carbon emissions are, I think, 1/13 of an oil-based heating system. And also, back to the pragmatic side, we're hoping to knock at least 40% off the heating costs. So when the boilers went in, the boilers are around £100,000 each. We're hoping to save £20,000 to £25,000 a year on our heating costs, which shows a payback of 3 to 4 years, which I think makes really good business sense.
The National Trust, by its very nature, many of their buildings are based in rural locations. They're quite often off the gas line, and so their energy issue is fairly unique. One of the real benefits of working with the National Trust is the enthusiasm they bring. They are exceptionally keen to demonstrate and achieve success, and it's quite simply a pleasure working with them.
We've set ourselves quite challenging targets for the future, and we feel that it's working in that partnership is the way to actually move ahead and make sure that we actually add value to what we're trying to do really. It's also given us the confidence to feel that we're doing the right things really, and I think working with the Carbon Trust has really helped us. It's also helped us, as well as the little things, of looking strategically to the future, and that's a big issue for us, I think, really. We need to do a real step change in moving forward. And by working in partnership, by getting an assessment of our various properties, whether they're historic houses or whether it's in the countryside, of looking at what we can do, getting these surveys and assessments done, and then really working together in the future to see how we can actually make a real difference really, and reduce our carbon emissions and indeed our use of fossil fuels.
National Trust are committed to going beyond whatever the government is stating as targets, but also basically in simple terms and business pragmatic terms, we're looking at lowering our carbon emissions with all the carbon reduction commitments that come with it. We're looking at the future energy costs of our mansions. So we're committing in Wales to an aspiration of having 100% sustainable energy on all of our in-hand buildings, which is hell of a commitment, but we know we have to work with partners like the Carbon Trust to come up with the solutions.